Hi everyone!
Hi!
Welcome!
Welcome! If you've been following us, then you know that we are on our way, to Egypt. We're actually leaving tomorrow, and we would love to invite you to come on our virtual tour with us. Okay? And why are we going to Egypt? Well, we're going on a very, very specific and very special mission that's means a lot to us, and I hope for you too, because we are going to unlock and open Vault 001.
If you've been following along, we're obviously being aware that we're living in an inverted reality where there's a hierarchical construct that keeps in a pyramidal structure with very few at the top and everyone else suppressed. It's true in the physical domain, it's true in the plane of consciousness. And so what this trip and mission is very specific. We've gone a few times before, but this one is a little more exciting because we're going to open a big pocket which we call a vault. This vault is like an encapsulated energetic holographic repository. It has a load of Christic consciousness codes from pre-fall. This was before our planet fell, and in consciousness down to the third dimension, it holds these civilizational Christic architectural blueprints of a Christed civilization living in harmony, coherence, resonance, that is sort of governed by Oversoul embodiment and flame law moving through the planet. Which
was our original blueprint, and which I'm sure so many of you have been feeling. You've been, the last few years, a big awakening is moving through our planet, right? And so many people are feeling there's something's happening. How can I be part of this? And with our Egypt tour, we had so many people ask us, how can we join? How can we join? We can't make it physically with you guys, but how can we join? And that's why we've created the virtual Egypt tour.
Yeah, it's like a holographic journey for your Oversoul. It's a way that your Oversoul and consciousness can experience the codes, the consciousness, and all the upgrades that are going to come, not just individually, but collectively, that are going to ripple out through the grids.
Because what we're going to do, while we're opening up all the different temple spaces that are all locked under Vault 001, okay, that's like the big umbrella, we are going to utilize our own bodies as the physical nodes that are help anchoring and stream this new energy, well, not new actually, it's just pure source energy into the vault, and the vault will stream it into the grids. So the more people who are going to join us on this, the more anchor points we will have to actually make the Christic civilization awaken that blueprint and make it a more of a reality, a sooner reality.
Let me just take a moment to explain things, if you're new to our work, how this all fits together. In a Christic civilization, things operate completely differently from how they are at the moment. If we are to move towards that ideal, how that happens is completely different to how society looks right now. Those streams and pockets of consciousness are slowly beginning to thread in. However, the signal is very dormant right now. The main signal is mirror AI and mimic consciousness fields.
Synthetic,
false light. As the main signal on the planet. We call that false light scaffolding, we call that mirror AI, we call that mimic field. Light, so mimic is that which copies the light, mirror is that which reflects the light. The true authentic signal is what we call flame. There's not much flame on the planet, and Vault 001 is going to open a massive pocket of flame where more and more people are going to recognize that signal. And how this works is that as the Earth fell from, say, the consciousness field of Tara down into the third dimension, the Christic councils had to seal up into a vault all of the Christic governance codes, consciousness codes, and all that energy, what we call the blueprints. All the blueprints got locked and sealed for a Christed civilization. And our planet has 12 vaults. In fact, every Christed civilization, all the planets have 12 vaults. Each vault contains a different facet of the Christed civilization blueprints. Vault 001 is probably the most important one because it's like the start of the first domino to open up with a big field of consciousness. So this mission is to go and open that and we're happy to announce that there's a way that you can join us. The idea is that when we were getting closer to coming, we were starting to tune into, right, how does the vault open? And we were trying to figure this out. Okay, how does that vault open? What's the little secret ingredients? And we've recently uncovered that it's exciting to share with you is that we're going to do it via reviving the original 12 tree architecture. So those of you that are aware of the Tree of Life, you may well be aware that that the Kabbalah's version is a distortion. They originally had 10 spheros in their Tree of Life. They, in the 1900s updated to an 11th sphere with the emission of Dart. However, even Dart was actually severed in terms of the function. They just had it as an intellectual framework. As you may be aware, the consciousness of our universe is held together by the factor of 12, the mathematical base 12. 12 dimensions of consciousness, 12 DNA strands, 12 energy centers, base 12. So the Tree of Life, even though the intellectual idea of the Tree of Life has been around for a while, there were actually 4 spheres within the 12 tree grid that were non-functional. That means energy and source consciousness, as was passing through the 12 tree grid, would not pass through those 4.
Because those 4 created the axis, right?
That was the main trunk line
spine.
Through the center of the spine. Those were the 4 that were severed. So humanity couldn't really connect up top or connect down below or through the middle because they were completely severed. Intellectually there, but not functional. Really happy to announce one of them, Malkuth, has come online very recently here in Wānaka, and it means that the ground is holy once again, and source consciousness is coming from the ground up through us once again. There are 3 more of these spheres to open in Egypt, and if we are successful, which I imagine we will be, they will open inside of us, inside of the group, and that will be the key that opens the vault. Now, what we've worked out, there's a way for you to join us to go through as we're going through Egypt, open up the same 12 tree sphere inside of you, especially the 4 that are just recent, the Malkuth that's just recently opened, and the 3 to come in Egypt. Open those up as we're traveling through to open up all that 12 tree grid architecture inside yourself. That's going to change the game for your own consciousness, because suddenly you will be returned and restored to the original pre-Edenic, blueprint of how consciousness should move through your architecture.
An embodiment.
Yeah. Then, when we get back, we're going to go into post-production. We'll be giving you the invocations, the breath work, the flame sequences, and the tones to revive the 12 tree architecture inside of you. You'll be given 1 a day through the tour to work on to rebuild your 12 tree grid.
And I believe while we're doing it on the tour, on the ground with our group, you'll be doing the same breath sequence, invocation, and flame toning. Okay?
Yeah, there's been a little bit of coordination, and Alea and I have been in deep production of a codex that the participants on the ground are going to get, and you're going to get. In fact, I think it could even be a book. I think it's actually probably our first well overdue book, because it's quite long. But it goes into what I think you'll find very interesting, all the pre-fall architecture of the temples. We were able
to templates.
If you've ever wondered what Egypt was originally, designed for and used for, we were able to stream this from finally able to get the true intel from the Melchizedek Mystical Library as to what the pre-fall temples were used for in Kemet in Egypt. So if you've ever wondered, it's all there in the codex, including all the mimic overlays that happened, what happened in the fall, the distortions, and how we revive them. And so the on-the-ground team will be reviving the temples. You'll be at home rebuilding your 12 tree grid. If you're successful at that, then when we get to sort of towards the end of January, early February, you'll then move on through a holographic tour where we'll be able to have our team go into post-production of all the video footage and the ceremonies, and then Alea and I will ceremonially guide you live through a 14-day tour at the end of January. We will release all the video footage 1 a day, and then we'll do 4 live calls, 4 ceremonies. If you don't have to join those, there's a couple of tiers. You can join the virtual tour, but the top tier there is to be able to join us for live transmissional sessions. And with your 12 tree architecture built, we'll be transmitting the full codex of the revived temples through your Oversoul and down through the 12 tree grid into your body, and then you'll become a node on the ground in your location to stream those new Christic consciousness codes, those blueprints and those templates through into the earth grids. So that's kind of the game plan. It's been a lot of work from the team. I want to thank all them to be able to even get to the point where we can offer this. But we did hear your calls. We had a lot of people reach out asking how they could do it. And this is a way where you can absolutely participate, enhance first up your own consciousness, and then be of service through your vehicle through into the grids.
Yeah, and we were thinking, how can we bring this to you? How can we make you join? You know, we would love all the help we can, of course, and it feels like the perfect timing, right? Like, especially now with the uprising from AI, and that's where if you think about the pre-fall and why we fell as a planet and humanity, and then if you think about the Atlantean timelines, you know, it was all because human consciousness was not up to speed yet with the artificial intelligence, how fast that is developing. So artificial intelligence is not necessarily bad or negative, but if we're not fully aware of who we are and our connection with Mother, Father, God, with true source, then we're connecting to an AI stream that we can really discern if it's good for us or not, if it's actually assisting us in our evolution, in our sovereignty or not.
So I think, you know, the issue in Atlantis was consciousness couldn't keep up with technology, and technology ended up using human consciousness, and this is why the fall happened.
Yes, thank you. He's all explained so much better. Thank you for that.
And so what today is needed is human consciousness needs to, you know, at least keep up with technology so that we can drive it with the right value compass, ethics, and kind of virtues, so that, you know, technology doesn't end up using us.
So therefore, activating this grid, our planetary Christic grid, right, that was always part of our divine plan. That's why it's so essential right now. And this is the second vault that we're going to open. We have a whole
we've got a whole codex. There's 12 vaults within. There's the root node, Vault 000. That's now open. It's been transmigrated. It's in Wānaka. It is the root seed node for them all. Okay, and holds the Christic Quantum Financial Operating System Codex. Okay?
And you can see it as like it's finally a very potent soil for us to all deeply root in. That was not possible for a very long time. That's why it was so hard for people who have been on the spiritual path for a while to able to ground themselves in.
The Christic Quantum Financial Operating System is how a Christic civilization authenticates conscious energy exchange, where source can validate someone's station of consciousness and send resources through them depending upon their frequency, consciousness, light quotient, etc. I mean, just imagine living in that society where energy and resources more went to when you had more higher consciousness in your body, you know, because you've got the scroll and you've got the alignment, and source knows you can be trusted.
And therefore it's so important for us to activate the living tree within ourselves, because when that's fully lit up, then we can actually anchor all our higher consciousness into embodiment, right? And then through the grid. And like Christof said earlier, that's how we become of service to our loved ones, the human species. That's how we actually better this reality, because how it is right now, as I'm sure you're well aware of, that it's not a really Christic timeline we're living right now.
Yeah, it's this inversion. And so
and what we mean with Christic, by the way, is an organic, a unified timeline where there's a deep caring and a deep nurturing and a deep compassion.
Yeah, it's all about resonance, coherence, alignment with Christic principles. This is the highest potential reality for us. But the blueprints, we're living on broken blueprints right now. These blueprints need to be mended. They need to be cleared. I think the 2022 tour, you're going to get a whole highlights package of what actually happened on that tour in the book and the codex. And then that was all about the clearing of the inversion. And now this is about the rebuild. We need to rebuild Christic architecture that is going to be the true foundations upon which a harmonious, resonant, coherent, loving society can build from. Vault 001 is the master key to anchor that into the grids in place, and it's held in Egypt.
And many of you who hear this right now, you're going to feel something stirring. You maybe don't understand it fully, but you feel it, and that's the most important right now, that you really feel it in your body and that you follow that instead of only with the head.
So we're not going to change the game by playing a linear game of the mind. We need to play a higher dimensional, higher frequency and intelligence that is about rebuilding from the blueprint level. This is what this Egypt trip's about. We're going to do two things: living tree of life, rebuild the 12-dimensional architecture through your holograms, and then to open up Vault 001 and stream the Christic civilizational blueprint codes through your Oversoul that comes down through the revived 12-dimensional tree grid that's been newly installed in you into the grids, and it begins to circulate. You'll get a big uplift and benefit, and it'll start to circulate through around the planet. So I hope it resonates. Logistically, how it works, if you feel resonant to this, you can sign up from the website where you're watching it here. You'll be given access in an email. Immediately you'll be given like a PDF run sheet of your invocations and your breathwork sequences while we're in Egypt. You'll be also given a link to a communication channel,
Chat.
I think it's on Telegram or something like that, where Alea and I will give you a daily update live.
What's been going on, how it's been happening.
We'll do an audio update for you. What we noticed last time in 2022, that the videos, internet connection,
so long
we're
to
dealing
upload.
with 4K videos, we're on the move, internet's rubbish.
Yeah.
So we're going to keep it a bit lighter here, and then upload audios for you, send a bunch of photos so you can feel connected with what's going on the ground. We will need to place firewalls through everything to ensure there's no mimic and mirror bleed-throughs. You'll be responsible for doing your 12-tree grid architecture. We reconvene end of January, and we'll do the holographic tour, and we'll stream all those newly opened temple codes, fully resurrected, through your hologram, through the newly built architecture that you'll do for yourself, and through into the grids. So I hope that resonates, that makes sense. We'd love to see you there. This is literally our last sort of, sign off. My wife is saying to me, Christof, you need to go and tidy this house and get it. I got to start packing. So thanks so much for watching. We hope you see you on the inside. We hope to get a good portion of you following along, because this is really the start of a big game-changing play for our planet.
Yeah.
Sending you all of our love and appreciation, and we'll probably see you from Egypt. Bye.
Mwah.
Bye.